team, but I think they have fun. Probably not having fun at this tournament, though. 2-6, man. They are having a rough go of it right now.
You almost think that leaderboard's flipped around.
Well, TSM is right next to them, so maybe not entirely flipped around, but...
I mean, aren't they 4-4? That whole group is tied 4-4.
Yes, yes.
So when you're saying they're next to, I mean, they're still doing pretty decent. It's just Liquid is... They're 2 wins behind, basically, or 2 losses as well. Yeah, they're struggling. No doubt about it, trying to find some momentum. I feel like this is another draft that, like, a lot of it can come together on paper, but I can also see this Venge Phoenix support duo, which is an old school support duo. It tends to be very slow if you're not getting the kills on lane, and LGD, they have a lot of pace here. Like, the Void Spirit Skywrath opener, they like this combo because it's just off to the races, right? The early kill threat on the runes is super high. The mid-game pressure is really high. Maybe you suffer a little bit when saves start to come out. You have Venge Swap, you can get some auras, you can get some frontline with, like, Lotuses and stuff to the Timber, but Axe, the downside of Axe is he's not a Greaves buyer. He's not a pipe buyer. You're getting more aggressive potential that's going to help your Phoenix and Venge in the fights with some damage and jump, but there's not going to be any real auras that NTS or the Skywrath Mage have to fight through here with their combo. I feel like that's a win for LGD considering they first phased it.
I think if you talk about an offlaner and you say, well, he's not an aura buyer, then he must be an offlaner that scales. But he's not an offlaner that scales either. I mean, so what the hell is he doing in this game?
Axe scales if he's like 15-0.
Okay, sure, but that's every hero.
No, but he like really scales because he has insane armor differential. That is where that hero thrives. But yeah, this hero is very particular. He is a very difficult hero to execute, which is ironic because it's Axe. I mean, he's kind of very straightforward to play. You know, you buy Vanguard, you buy Blade Mail Blink, and you jump people.
Blink call.
This is a difficult hero to win with. You need the lane to go really well. His laning can be really good with Battle Hunger Spin. It can also go really bad if he has a bad matchup. Lifestealer, not the greatest matchup here. That's why I'm looking... Again, I go to Nisha. I feel like all these Liquid drafts this tournament have been set up where like Nisha needs to be majority of their damage going into the early mid-game and they need to snowball through him.
Yeah.
Unless you're going Phylak to reacts. Now there. You know I'm a big fan of that.
I tried that one.
It's good, dude. I think it's actually good.
So they have a nice combo with the Axe. It's just, you know, they're matched up against Lifestealer, but obviously the idea here is you Battle Hunger somebody, and then you can put the Fire Spirits on them, and they have a hard time being able to get CS in order to get the Battle Hunger off of them, and it's just tons and tons of damage. Unfortunately for them, they're matched up against Lifestealer, who can just, you know, purge it off, rage, and kill creeps plenty easy. Also, plenty of sustain, so damage over time shouldn't be an issue, but we'll see. Maybe they'll still be able to win. I was interested, you said that Venge and Phoenix is an old school combo. Can you explain why that is?
This is the support duo that Kuro JH ran at TI9 for like half of it.
Okay.
They ran it a lot that tournament, and there was nobody else playing Venge. And they pair together pretty damn well. They bounce each other out.
Oh, that is already a terrible start for an Axe. For a hero that needs to win his lane, he's giving up first blood and losing his... Well, I don't think he... Did he lose his int? I didn't pay attention. No, he didn't.
No glaives yet. For why? That'll give him extra damage to get the kill. This is the problem with Axe. When you play into these rough matchups, he has a lot of them. I feel really bad picking this hero late, and you don't even get the matchup. Like, let's say you first phase Axe, you're going to have a bad lane, whatever. It's first phase Axe, right? You can play it for the blink stuns.
Sure.
This was last pick Axe for Liquid, and he has just a counter matchup. That just sucks for the hero.
Yeah.
Because this hero's all about early lane aggression and snowballing into the fast Vanguard. That's just not going to happen for Zai. The thing about the Phoenix Venge is you have a lot of BKB piercing, you have a lot of scale between the auras, the Sunray, the Nova, right? And then you can swap people back into the egg. You can swap people back into the Sunray, take the fight around the Phoenix. They just help each other take the fights. They help each other bounce out. The only downside with this support, though, is it can be slow going into the early mid-game. Because the laning is not the strongest. That's Venge's downside. And they need a lot of levels, right? We're talking about Sunray. We're talking about Vengeance Aura. I mean, these are not skills you're skilling first. So you need to get to like the 11 to 14 territory for the support duo to really hit its stride. But they hit it damn hard. So if Liquid get there, those team fights are going to be really powerful for them based off the support levels. But that's why I was saying, like, the early game from LGD with this lineup is incredibly good. I do not expect them to lose lanes here. And they are definitely not losing them, as all three cores are pretty much free farming.
Yeah. Again, I feel like they maybe could have won lanes on Liquid if they weren't matched up against Lifestealer, because if this Phoenix Axe succeeds and being able to harass the carry. The carry is constantly low, then the Bloodseeker will be more successful in his lane, right?
Yes, and we've seen this a couple times, whereas you run this Bloodseeker and you aren't winning the other lanes, and your Bloodseeker ends up just losing his.
Yeah.
Or at least not winning it as hard as he should. So Zai is going to start the cutting action, and that will boost up his net worth pretty fast here. This is, as Jenkins talked about, I mean, you get Vanguard, you get Axe, you cut here. Lifestealer does not want to chase you. You can always just TP out, so it's never a guaranteed kill.
Oh, this is so miserable. He gets another charge there of the curse, but he will indeed survive, and he does have Healing Salve to be able to operate with. This Mars is constantly low, but not dying, and his CS isn't too bad either, 19-3, though, compared to the Axe, 28-1. What, are you going to easy creep camp? Oh,
yeah, he's just cutting both the camps.
Yeah.
This is also why I prefer, I mean, I was talking about the Monkey King potential for LGD. I'm sure they were considering it. Obviously, you have swapped for the Wukong and the Phoenix matchup, which can dissuade you. But I just feel like the Monkey King punishes the Axe way more than the Lifestealer, because the Monkey King, when you, let's say you kill him once on lane, what happened? Zai goes to cut with the ring, you just jump on him, leap him, run him down, and kill him again.
Sure.
He can't make this play because you have the TP cancel. Lifestealer can't do this. So Liquid will get out of this lane. Zai will become very farmed as a product of this.
I guess I would have been scared of losing the lane as Monkey King against the Phoenix.
Well, that's, I mean, scared don't win TI. I don't know.
Well, are you saying Xiao 8's scared? Is that what you're saying right now?
Oh,
I got you there, didn't I?
I mean, I'm not going to say that, but maybe he took the conservative choice. Maybe they had other reasons, right? Lifestealer does provide a decent amount of value versus the Bloodseeker in terms of infestating his other cores. You can boost up this Void Spirit going into fights.
Yep.
So I think there's definitely some value for Lifestealer in this game outside of just the lane matchups that they were considering. But damn, I mean, what a Monkey King game in terms of the core matchups. Timber, Bloodseeker, Axe.
It would have been
What
good.
are you doing to... What are you doing to that hero? Either way, they're going to battle
gets
through.
level 6 first. He's not going for the kill. He wants the power rune because he has no mana to operate with, so he really needed that refill on the bottle. A curious dive through by Boxy. Not sure what he was aiming for there.
And Liquid bringing the tri-lane to mid for Nisha on these runes. This is not something that's synced up for them in those other games. So maybe they had a talk, came back, just trying to reset and get some independent side laners in the Bloodseeker and Axe so they can go and play through Nisha, which is what I, again, felt like a lot of their drafts set up to happen that just didn't click. Sure. So this is good to see because all of a sudden Liquid are doing pretty good on 3 lanes and NTS is in massive trouble.
Good catch there. Insania looping around the side, I think, and caught him by surprise with the Magic Missile. And they're going to be able to tank up this creep wave. This is, I mean, we're going to need some rotations here because otherwise the Siege Wagon can do some hefty damage to the tower.
Out of range? Oh, it is in range. Yeah, Nisha, he's going to get a lot of extra value off this Siege. Perfect timing on the game from Liquid. They get the rune. NTS is still 5 to Nisha 6, just outlaning him a little bit. And bam, no jaunts for you. That's a death. That's half a tier 1. Guarantees your Wisdom rune as well because LGD are not going to go there and contest it. Both are sitting there. But that's a big win for Liquid because, again, these supports want a huge amount of levels here. So you have the skirmish power to back up your Timbersaw when Nisha decides to start the cut.
Speaking of the cut, the Axe is still cutting and his top net worth as a result. So as you said, this Axe is definitely getting out of lane and is going to be very farmed the way this is going. As long as he doesn't keep running into the creep camp that breaks him. That one's a little annoying. I guess these extra camps, I didn't think about it this way, but the extra camps like farther down are really nice for the Axe. Mars going to be in trouble here. Jump in from the Void Spirit, though, is going to be able to save him. Fire Spirits clips him, and it looks like he is going to take out, but they got a very worthy kill exchange there by being able to get the carry Bloodseeker.
Nice read by LGD to turn that Rupture around, because you know this Rupture is coming. I mean, every time he hits 6, he's going to get Ruptured, so they at least understood what is going to happen in his top lane, but Liquid still extracting that kill. Mickey a bit sad about that one, but more support levels either way. And like you said, that Axe is just going to work. He is getting a lot out of the map, and NTS will finally find Boxy. He's still having a pretty good game here, considering he died and lost half his tower. And I mean, this is an impossible Timbersaw matchup past the level 6 and 7. DD did go to Nisha, though, so he's going to exert a lot of tower pressure here. This might just be the tier 1 mid. He feels confident enough to man up on it based on low resources here. And the man fight continues. The Axe versus the Claw.
Halfway to Blink Dagger. So, do you agree with Blink Dagger over the Blade Mail? I feel like that's always kind of an interesting choice. Like, which one do you go first? Do you go the Blink Dagger for the initiation, or do you get the stronger, damage out of the call in the Blade Mail? You're shaking your head crazy right now.
All these Axe players, man, they're stuck in the past, bro. I'm telling you. It's neither. It's the phylactery.
All right. Your stupid phylactery is not a choice.
The build's good. It's so much early damage. It's ridiculous. You're tanky as hell with Vanguard Phylactery. You get the extra mana, which is super nice for the hero. The biggest problem with Axe is you run out of mana in the fights. When you go this Vanguard Blink build, you blink in, you hunger call, ult someone, you're out of mana. That's it. Then what are you doing on the map? You're useless.
We're trying to talk about the game that it's at hand here, Avery, please.
Yeah?
It's not time for your crazy conspiracy theories and ideas.
Look, Phylactery's real. I know the government told you otherwise, but this item's real.
They don't want you to know about the phylactery.
I genuinely think it's a decent Axe Phylactery game here. Because I think Liquid want a little extra burst when Zai goes in. What I'm worried about is he's going to get this very fast blink. They're going to try and make a blink play. They're going to blink call NTS.
Anybody know that he's gone from lane? No, I think he's just going to get dove. Shiro was like, all right, I'm done with this lane. I'm not going to play it anymore. So he went through the portal to go gank Mickey. And it looks like that information that maybe could have been there. I guess he could have been jungling, but never reached Mickey's ears. That carry's gone. Time to be a little bit careful there.
I mean, LGD also set that up. They dewarded the top gate. Like, they are preemptively thinking about the vision that Liquid could come out for this rotation. They know it's clear. It guarantees that move. That's a hard move to read. And the pickoffs continue.
Yeah,
this
nothing
combo.
to say. He's finding a lot of openings here. Big damage out of that Whirling Death, though. Sheesh.
That's Arcane Rune.
Oh, juked him around the other side. Jumps through the trees. Needs to have
chase.
a harder time. He'll cut up. Oh, the Remnant catches him and actually keeps him down on the low ground.
I mean, NTS has done a nice job of finding openings in this game when he shows that full rune control and taking that tier 1 mid. Like, this Timber and Axe are getting a lot, but Midas on Shiro keeping him up top. And here is that blink move. The problem is, like I was saying, the damage follow-up on this move is just not that great. I don't think you're actually getting the kill off it.
They get the stun to chain, but you're right. The damage is just not there. He quickly infests. So the first reveal of the Blink Dagger does not go the way of the Axe. And I feel like that is very debilitating if you choose to go without a Blade Mail. You don't get that first couple of jump kills, you're feeling really sad. Nisha maybe in some trouble here.
This is the infested Mars from up top.
Trying to hide in the trees, but they are going to be able to nail him with the spear. The call comes in, hitting the back line, though. Planet getting low, but not low enough for the Culling Blade, sadly. So Zai jumps in and doesn't do enough. Boxy's going to have to zip on out of here, but look at him. He actually managed to get a supernova on the high ground, but nothing to say. Jumps after him. They finish off the egg. They finish off Liquid entirely in this fight. 3 heroes go down, and nobody dies on PSG.LGD.
LGD get there with everybody off that infest and quick move, while Liquid's just missing 2 heroes on that engagement, and the lack of damage shows you can't get this culling on a double court stun by Zai. They just get run around. The silences as well. The other problem with the early blink is you're blinking into global silence. So the limited damage follow-up you have, I mean, this is a great call by Zai, but instant global prevents any culling potential, even if it was there. And then the single target burst is severe. There's no swap up even in this fight. Just nothing to protect the egg.
And where is that? We need to see these rotations come together as a whole, right? The blink call into the egg immediately, but
yes, that has to just be instant.
Unfortunately, Zai probably felt pressured to go because Nisha was in trouble. Boxy wasn't there yet.
I think that's the issue with the blink rush in this game. I just don't know if the moves were like Zai. I think Zai found them, but they're just really hard moves. Because you need so many heroes with you to make them happen, and then the payoff isn't even guaranteed, and it's not even that good, right?
Yeah.
This is the problem with Axel. Like, what else do you build? I mean, I'm bringing up Phylactery, but it's like, you could just go Vanguard Blade Mail into Blink. It increases your damage on the jump a decent amount. But there's not much else on the hero.
Yeah.
The days of Manta Axe have come and gone.
I actually enjoyed that little window. It was nice to see, because Axe has been the same hero for so long. The Manta Axe, that little wrinkle of time.
I think Ame enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it was cool.
When
I was sad when
the
they
hell
nerfed
out of it. I mean, there's honest Dota players and there's dishonest Dota players.
So you're saying Ame is a dishonest Dota player?
I'm not going to name names.
I mean,
I'm not going to name...
Zhao A would have picked it for him, so you're
Names.
saying he's a dishonest coach?
Well...
I don't know. Are you sure you're a disciple of Zhao A? Oh, I just now realized what you were laughing at.
How do
It's
I
11-3, 1,000 net worth lead for PSG.
You guys keep trying to bait me on this dishonest Zhao A meme. I'm not biting it. It's just not going to happen.
TP away. Nisha canceling the TP. They're going to go for the supernova, but nothing to say.
Are they killing
He can
it?
commit with the rest of the team.
It's
Yeah, it's easily going to be killed because they just ignore the bench. They ignore the Timber stuff, focus on the egg. Nisha does manage to get a Timber chain away before the silence hits him, so he has a chance. There's a chance to be able to get away, but they're going to keep chasing. A spear lands, and now he's surely dead. The damage. Speaking of the Remnant around, Shiro picked the creep, pulled it away so the Remnant would land. This is just entirely different team. PSG.LGD, that move right there says that they are playing together. They're thinking about each other's spells. It's all coming together. Liquid, it's the exact opposite.
I mean,
their timings are off. They're not playing together quite as well.
There's not a clear idea of how they're winning these little skirmishes, how the game's flowing, whereas for LGD, it is just all coming together. That is just a sick heads-up play. Maybe it didn't matter, but like you said, it shows they are in the zone right now. They are feeling each other. They are on the same wavelength. And Axe is still searching for something in this game. He has 0 Culling Blade stacks.
Where is my
bad sign? 0, 2, and 0 for Zai. But he wishes he had the Skywrath, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, then every jump is a kill.
Yeah.
This is the downside of that Phoenix Axe combo. The damage follow-up in the early game's not there. It's about the late game. Maybe this will be the first stack if he can catch him.
He has to smoke for it just to get there in time. Nicole. There we go.
We're on the board.
And 1.
And that'll finish up his blade mail. So he's still very farm.
Yeah.
The LGD have done a nice job bringing that like early game back so that their cores are in a decent position. Of course, Shiro is well out in front on Lifestealer here in a last pick Lifestealer situation where he has very good core matchups. Are there answers to him going late game? Maybe, but they're not straightforward. And the Axe keeps swinging, but it's mostly been missing. You actually don't like Phylactery Axe?
Hey, did you play it more than that one game that we played together?
Yeah, I tried it again.
Yeah?
I think it's pretty good.
I want to apologize to the audience for Avery's obsession.
I mean, it's fun as hell.
Call into Blood Ripe with Global Sounds is going to be able to cover the deal here.
And Infest.
And Infest gives them the heal that's needed, and they're just going to kill both of these cores. Where's the rest of the team on that jump?
I don't know if Liquid are just overestimating the damage they have, or if they feel like there's no other course in this game. Like, if they don't get these jump culls off, then the game's just over. But if you're in either of those situations, it's bad, because it just means there's a lot of internal pressure in Liquid right now to force these things that are either bad or the read of is off, right? I mean, that's just not a go. When there's Global, where there's Infest, where you don't know where these are, you're just sacrificing bodies at this point to stall for I don't even know what. This game's just looking too damn easy for LGD right now.
I mean, I don't want to be, you know, too doom and gloom, but Liquid, this game one's not looking good. Their performance isn't looking so hot, and we're well on our way through this group stage. Only half the teams make it through in your group. Liquid really can't afford too many more losses than they have currently.
It's getting do or die territory.
Yeah.
LGD, it's cool to see this team slowly getting back into some of their old level of form with the roster. Because I think we all miss some good Chinese Dota, you know? There's only so many teams you can salvage by bringing in an NA ringer, you know? So at some point, you're going to have to step up. Because
I don't know
how
you're going to have to do it on your own, okay? Aster's got Sumail, so
like
you're welcome.
Maybe next year they can import Arteezy and become a top-tier team again. But otherwise, you have to pick yourself up by the bootstraps here. Everybody's just draining NA of all the talent. I understand why. You know, it's the pristine region. You gotta get that prestigious player while you can, but have some
North
pride.
America, the brain drain region, of course.
I'm just saying, if Zhao 8, you know, if he's looking for an NA ringer assistant coach, throw my name out there.
Yeah, you've been learning Mandarin or what?
A little bit. Learned a little from Jack.
Oh, don't say those words.
What? No, you know, like how to call the waiter over and ask for refills, things of that nature.
Jack taught me other things.
Sure he did.
Well, this looks like just a freebie game for LGD from here on out. I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Lifestealer and the Void Spirit are the biggest bads of this Dota game.
Yes, they are.
They're gonna win the late game.
I mean, Liquid can get to the point where they maybe have like Timbersaw Hex, and you can just lead in with Hex on Lifestealer, and there is no save in LGD's lineup, right? If you go on the Lifestealer, the Infest is a save, Global's there. Global's not that good a save in the very late game when you have BKBs and Dispels. I mean, we're talking a very long way from now, but
yeah, if they can survive another 30 minutes or something like that.
Like, you have this Rupture Swap. You can Rupture Swap the Lifestealer into an Axe Call. Stuff like this.
I always like the jump scare that is Roshan popping out of the portal.
I think they should make it worse if he hits you. You know, like right now, if he bumps you, you just get bumped. I think it should be like 1,000 damage.
You should get trampled underneath Roshan.
Yeah, you get Guma stomped into the ground. You get
stunned, yeah.
For like 10 seconds. And you lose 30 MMR.
He stops, he looks down at you, he grabs you, throws you down on the ground a couple of times.
Well, this game certainly became quiet as LGD are just running around, taking whatever they want. I think Liquid gave up the idea of trying to fight after those few failed attempts. Maybe just feeling like they need the BKB on the Axe and more damage or other BKBs somewhere. Trying to get 3 of them up right now. But goddamn, if LGD is not just trampling through this game and getting a huge amount of objective control, now they're just straight into the Roshan with Desolator finish for Shiro on top of SNY, on top of Armlet, on top of Midas. There's an insane amount of attack speed behind what normally would just be an Armlet Deso build, right?
Sure. Yeah.
He's got 2 other items to go with it.
Yeah.
There's a ridiculous amount of farm he has brought in.
Planet apparently not worried about a fight from Liquid. It's just going to dump his Mystic Flare on Roshan to try and kill it literally like 1 second faster, if that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was too necessary, but why not?
Well, Liquid, you're going to be left in a last-ditch effort around the BKBs. We've got one in the Timbersaw. Mickey's got his. Zai still has a bit of ways to go to get his BKB. But I guess if they're going to wait out the Aegis, blink for blink, but ours is faster than you, Zai, so... Sorry, bud.
I think we've all been in these types of Axe games.
I feel like that's about 80% of Axe games.
Yeah.
The other 20% is you going 15-0.
That's why I said you gotta get that 15-0 mark. There's an egg, aggressive egg.
What? Huh?
Yeah. Well, I think LG's going to go high ground off that.
Yeah, why not?
There's no Supernova. They still have Aegis. They have BKBs of their own here. At least BKB on Mars. Manta on Void Spirit. Double save and Dispel up.
I mean, I would go high ground if I was PSG.LGD too, because I want to end this game as quick as possible and go to game 2 while Liquid is clearly still figuring out what game they're playing.
I don't know if any team has ever thought about it in that sense, but sure. I mean, this is your last fight for Liquid. Like, this is your BKB timing. Don't have Axe, but you're going to have to swap
back into the call. Okay, a little bit something to work with here, but not enough. And he still has the Aegis, so even if they kill him once here with the call, okay, the Axe, there we go. Okay, now the blink call comes in. What about that second life? Can he get the call around the Remnant? He's going to try, gets it. The stun follow-up is there. They've got the Sunray on top of Machiro. Now starts going to work with the Rage, and he's out healing the damage they can put out. Mickey has to run for it, but the Void Spirit will finish him off.
Buyback.
Final Ash will step through. They do manage to get a call onto the Silencer. Yes, get a Culling Blade for the extra movement speed. Now a Rupture onto nothing to say. So a second kill they can gun for. Nothing to say, will fall. So buyback being used on the carry, and it is very much worth it in some weird way because PSG.LGD was so far ahead. They had a godlike spree on Nothing to Say. So got a lot of gold, I guess.
A lot of it went to Nisha. He's the one who got that kill. Nisha got like 2,000 gold off that fight. He did not have to buy back. Maybe the one person you want getting it in this game. Sucks that Mickey has to sacrifice here as he almost lives, but you're going to have to pay some price for this high ground defense when you don't have the Supernova to swap into. Still pretty decent fight coordination from Liquid. At least putting all the pieces together and getting something out of this.
Yeah. This was literally the first time we saw Liquid get a nice like combination of spells.
2 culling charges as well. He's up to 3.
Yeah.
Axe is scaling. You know, the axe is getting bigger. It's waking up. And he'll finish BKB off the space as well. So Liquid will have 3 BKBs here. Global Silence becoming a little less effective. If you can get some good swap into the call like we saw with Supernova on top, that might be a situation where Shiro can't escape. I mean, he had a lucky creep to infest there, but otherwise he's going to need someone to go in with him, which is what Liquid wants to have happen. That said, he is looking to finish up Satanic, and that might be a different story. I don't know if you're dealing with him once he has that.
Yeah. I feel like that starts becoming a hero that you're just going to have to kite around and give up the idea you're ever going to be able to burst him down with some sort of swap, taunt, Supernova combo.
I mean, the crazy thing is LGD can always just start the fights with an infest as well. Yeah, BKB's going to get forced. They can just infest the Void Sphere and go in. They can infest the Mars and look for the jump.
Good try, Insania. Trying to find some sort of hiding spot and TP away. Might as well try. Ooh, 26 intelligence. Why you smile? Why he is very happy.
Why are you so smart? Boxy has 5,000 gold, by the way, as he has elected not to buy anything this game except Hex, which I honestly kind of respect because, like I was saying earlier, I feel like Hex is one of the ways they can win the game because you can swap into the Hex and actually get a core kill.
I mean, you talked about it for the Timber Saw.
Yeah, I thought Nisha was maybe going to be able to get there, but
yeah,
I guess if Boxy gets there, you're creating a win condition.
And it's probably discussion because they also need a Lotus Orb. They need Dispels, right? We overlapped on the silences for PSG.LGD. So Nisha not only has the BKB, but now he's going to have the Lotus Orb as well.
The cores need the Dispels because of the damage. I feel like the other player who I would have seen doing this just like Phoenix into Hex build is Jin Q from the old LGD.
Oh, yeah.
He did this a lot on Phoenix. He would just go some item that he felt like was the best in the game. Like you just go first item Refresher, first item Shivas.
I mean, because Phoenix is a hero that mostly operates more off of levels than items.
Yeah,
right?
you
don't need a build-up.
There's no item that Phoenix needs. It's just a question of what does your team need. A lot of times that is smaller utility, right? A Pavis, a Pipe, a Halberd, things Glimmer, things like this. Phoenix can buy them all. That's why it's always interesting when I see these Phoenix players just go for the big one. It's like you could have a Glimmer Force, you could have a Pipe here, right? That's pretty tempting. It tells you how Liquid are thinking about this game, that they don't feel like those are going to make a difference in the course of the fights. They just need to swap Hex here.
They need a Hail Mary.
Yeah, which I kind of agree with. I think the only way you're winning this game is you eventually get a Hex. And it guarantees you a way to take the team fights into the counter initiation LG have. And also the initiation. This is the other route they can do. Just jump and slay. You're going to have a Refresher Mars here soon as well. This is where this hero becomes a damage threat of his own. LGD still have a lot of scale they can build. That's the scary part. Even if you get this Phoenix Hex, fights are still going to come down to execution. And he's close. It's like 300-400 off on Boxy. Got that Philly running. Surprised Liquid are smoking before he gets that. Just because he's so close, but maybe they feel like the windows are closing his game too fast. They want to fight on their high ground ward. Shiro has the gem. He will make quick work of that, and I don't think you can jump Lifestealer in this game without the Hex, at least. No way. They're going to keep giving space to Boxy here. 200, 100 away. Oh, man.
So close. But they're running out of neutral camps to farm.
Go sell the circlet, man.
Get this man to the mid lane.
The other issue is, will he get his courier back?
Yeah, that is actually a big problem. Because that 3-minute window, the Courier's dead, maybe that might just be PSG.LGD ending the game.
Yes, very easily. I think they're waiting for an extra Roshan here, but you never know. They just finished Daedalus on NTS, and he has a full double damage rune bottle. I don't know why I said full, but maybe you can get a half rune. Either way, he hits very hard, and he's slicing and dicing, but that will be the Hex finish for Boxy. It is on his Courier.
Oh, man, he just blind threw it out.
Yeah, he just hasted that shit back and said, I hope God delivers it. He will have it here. So now Liquid have the swap Hex viability that LGD might not be ready for, depending on if they see this. It's a big turnaround play if they can get it. They are really looking for the Lifestealer now. Swap Shiro in.
I feel like you actually have to rupture then swap. I feel like they won't have the damage if it's just swap, Scythe, call.
I mean, Nisha does do a lot. Whirling Death chunks this hero.
That's true, yeah.
It's close. I'm not 100% sure, but...
Looking around the back, the smoke on through, but looking at nothing to say's positioning. Seems
also,
like he has an idea that this could be happening.
Boxy stayed back.
And they see the fire spirits on the creep wave, probably. So they know, they probably think they're somewhere up here. They're just going to smoke into it. Liquid not actually home, not up there. Actually had to TP back to their base, failed to find an opening. I'll stay outside to find some farm here or there. Roshan up. Spawn time in 1 minute. Planet is going to try and sneak his way to Zai with the Glimmer Cape. He doesn't actually scare him. That's the cool part that I like about it. Blink call, but the rest of PSG.LGD is here. Serious blade mail damage back at him.
God damn. Almost killed NTS.
Yeah. And the smoke out from Liquid. Because all those heroes were low. They're trying to connect to Zai. He's dead, but they can still find an opening. Oh, nothing to say is jumped away. Spot him in a second here. He's got another Astral Step, and now he's back to his team.
And now Liquid are in a tough position.
They see Planet. They're going to go for that kill. They get it pretty quickly. At the same time, Nisha gets off his BKB. Looks like Insania, his life is forfeit here, but the Supernova, it is going to explode, and the Mars is low. Oh, if Vicky can get this kill, he can get the heal up, and he might be able to get on out of here. Let's see. Make it with the extra movement speed, zooming past Shiro, unable to catch him. So
get out.
Liquid actually do manage to get an okay fight out of this.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a tough position. They're getting flanked from the tower, but able to find a big core kill, get the hell out. That's a lot of gold for Mickey. Remember, every one of these big core kills is a lot of comeback gold. And that was without the axe. That's just what the power of the Hex guaranteeing a Supernova pop.
Yeah.
Boxy making it work for himself here. Unfortunately, the Roche has spawned, and Liquid LGD are instantly into that pit with Radiant inside advantage. Not much you can do about this one. That was why Liquid were looking for that fight. That was what that smoke to set up the obs there previously was designed to do, win that engagement. Then you get a comeback Roshan. But LGD pretty disciplined during that period, not giving up too much, and will get an Aegis on Shiro, eliminating that swap Hex play from being that great here. So you're going to have to look for the Void Spear now, or the supports if you can find them.
Liquid actually being pretty bold. Oh, wow, Boxy found him. Nice dive into Scythe, a very good pick. Missed the culling plate though, but they get a gem.
It's a big find. I mean, Liquid are crawling their way back in this game.
I can't believe they pushed out like that. Like Roshan got taken and they were like, yeah, we can go outside.
I mean, they have this really nice dire ward, right? They're seeing the deeper part of LGD's jungle right now, so they know that they're split. The second they're split, they can look for the pickoff. That's one thing their lineup excels at right now. The single target jump pickoff is crazy good because it's just guaranteed chain stun. Hex, call, venge stun, and then you're getting ruptured, silenced, or just slain by Nisha. They're happy to jump any hero from LGD that's alone. Outside of maybe the Lifestealer, but that's a different issue. Another factor that's coming up there is Insania has finished Ags on Venge. He has 2 lives of his own.
Oh, you can see he's he knows what is potentially coming. An instant disable, so pops the BKB preemptively, gets on out of there.
I mean, I'm genuinely impressed with how much Liquid has stabilized this game in the last 10 minutes.
Did kind of look like they were falling apart.
Yeah, but they're coming back together, you know?
Yep.
Rebuilt from the ashes.
Did you say that we have Ags Venge?
Yep.
I didn't listen to you.
It's okay. I always assume so.
Well, hopefully the audience listens to you. We have an Ags on Venge. Multiple swaps now. Gonna swap into the base, die instantly. Maybe the illusion lasts long enough to swap him back into the base again.
Dire are scanning.
LG also just haven't found Liquid in a long time, it feels like.
Yeah, they haven't.
Like, they've been smoking up themselves and crossing the map, but this is another smoke that is just going to hit nothing. Liquid have done a nice job dodging the moves and finding
gonna hit something. Mick comes. Oh, he turned around just at the right time to get a swap back. Insania might die for it, but actually Shiro doesn't want to commit his rage.
Nah, there's no point committing on a Venge with Ags in their base.
That's true. Then you would, like, your rage would run out, you'd get swapped back again, maybe you get ruptured inside their base. That's a recipe for disaster.
What is this camera, man? Oh, God. So big.
Master Shiro in his forehead.
The last thing you see before you die will be the whites of my eyes.
Well, the towers do fall fast, and they go for the jump. Immediate swap back at the same time, though. They've taken away that Aegis. And the second life of the Venge, not going to last long. He dies immediately. They do manage to get the call on the Lifestealer, but at the same time, Nisha went for a different target. So, not the combo that they were looking for necessarily. Zai forced to use his BKB. Nothing to say. Commits and does manage to get the crit to finish him off. A second arena goes out. Now they got the control, but the Mystic Flare was off the mark. Mickey didn't get hit by that one.
Crazy call.
What a call from Zai.
Oh.
He gets one. He gets two. And now the Mars is going to get run down next. Oh, no. LGD slip up. They do manage to get the TP away, so Yo gets out. Wow, more heroes get out of that than I possibly could have imagined. All three of them get away and TP back successfully. I mean, still a monster win for Liquid, but it did come at a cost.
Sai buying back, but goddamn, was that a value buyback? Calling all three under the Egg Sunray. That is the late game combinations Liquid are looking for. Just perfect teamfight execution on base defense. Again, you get the swap rupture that instantly nullifies your Aegis advantage. You had to use Hex for it. Slightly sad, little miscommunication, but then you're just taking that fight super deep. Shiro mans up with Satanic, finishes off Zai, but pays a heavy price on the return because he is just in so deep that the return is significant. These are not the types of fights LGD wants to take. They're just deep into Liquid's base, giving Boxy free reign, and suddenly the scale that's coming out is significant right now.
Yeah, like we talked about the late game scale for PSG.LGD, and that's why it was such a problem. They didn't find Liquid out on the base anywhere, right? Because all of their positioning, repositioning abilities that they have on Liquid, combined with the Supernova and stuff, I mean, their high ground defense is immense.
That is where the Venge Hex swap shenanigans go to town. Like, yeah. It's just hard to push in there. That was an Aegis push as well. You even had double global. Like, we should say why. He finished Refresher on Silencer. He popped both of them that fight. One of them was quite good timing-wise. It eliminated when I think Boxy wanted to egg. They got slightly delayed, but then it ended up paying off for Liquid because Zai died and came back.
Yeah.
It ended up working out better almost. But double global is also something you're going to have to think about here. Just double curse and last word is also a lot of damage in these fights. It's really annoying when you start stacking these curses on these heroes like Timbersaw and you can't get the Dispel off later on.
Manta Axe. So Zai, he's going to be able to push out some of these lanes without showing.
I kind of like this.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Just keep stalling the game and building towards your scale, right? That's what's been working for you. It should continue to work for you here. His alternatives are probably Refresher, but his mana pool is absolute garbage because Silencer's been stealing all his int.
Yeah,
so he kind of has to think about that too. Otherwise, I think that would have been the optimal choice. But Manta is going to do some work here. Create some map pressure. He can send an illusion in for the fight, give vision for the swap, right?
Uh-oh, Nisha caught outside the base. Swap does save him, but at the same time, Insania loses himself and his spirits right away. He does not have buyback. So there goes your swap shenanigans. Do you think PSG.LGD should push to the high ground, or is that unnecessary? Let's just play for another Roshan.
I think they're worried about the buyback. I also think getting another Rax here doesn't change the game. It's getting next Roshan with an Ags on it or something of this nature. So like, there's no need to go high ground. Just continue controlling the map.
Sure.
I
Their
do
wave
think
is getting cut everywhere. So.
LGD need to think about these globals on the jumps, though, right? That global was a little late for the swap defense. There's no dispel on the Venge, so I can guarantee the swap cannot come out on their jump. Especially if it's Timber. Timber has the Lotus. Okay, if you don't jump the Timber, in theory, Timber can Lotus the Venge and Venge can swap, but when you're jumping the Timber like that, I think it's like a free global if you have the stun chain. But maybe they lack the stun chain capability. I mean, what is it? It's Mars Spear into Remnant Pull, into, I guess you can refresh for another Mars Spear. He's just damn tanky, though. I don't even know if you're killing him in that.
Yeah, 3,500 HP, plus he's got that neutral item for some extra resistance, magic resistance, and evasion, 20%.
This next Roche, I think this next Roche might even be contestable aggressively from Liquid if they want to try and force it.
Down to a 7,000 net worth lead for PSG.LGD, who once upon a time were insanely far ahead. They were up by 14K at one point. I mean, Dota Plus had them 90-10 favored. But now, that is dropped quite precipitously, 70-30. We'll see what happens with this Roshan engagement. Roshan spawn time, it's going to be a very fast one. So we are going to be seeing a potential engagement right away.
LGD have the correct read, though. They know it's going to come down here at daytime.
Yeah.
Or if it's going to spawn down here.
So I guess Liquid is just not going to fight for it.
Unfortunate fast spawn for them, I think, because they are smoked around top a little bit. You have Ninja Gear on Boxy. Pretty nice neutral item for him. And that is the Hex for Nisha. The item I thought they were never going to get to in this game finally does appear. As we see Zai pick up Arcane Boots to help with his lack of intelligence and mana pool. A big problem on this hero.
Oh, he broke it apart.
Yeah, he finished Octarine.
Yeah.
Octarine is very nice on late game acts. The cooldowns become very small. You get that extra mana pool that can help you take these fights. And it's just a lot of extra HP. HP is nice on axe. You get the armor for free. So he's a significant factor now. Not that easy to bring down anymore.
I like the fact that he left it level 1 Battle Hunger. And just it's gone stats outside of that.
It is pretty interesting. I don't know if that's worth it. This spell does do a decent amount of damage.
I mean, when he goes back to the Aghanim Scepter, hopefully he'll have maxed out Battle Hunger.
It's also about the cooldown.
Swap. Nope. You just get the rage out of him, but it looks like the Scythe initiation. Oh, no! He went on the Silencer, and he thought the rest of his team was going to go on Shiro. That should have been a great combo, but Liquid have screwed it up. Now the Infest is going to put out nothing to say. Maybe it's going to still be okay. The arena goes out. Oh, Mickey, he's going to be able to slip away. Nothing to say. Chases after Zai and manage to finish him off. A second arena. Now that the BKBs are down, Mickey, you're going nowhere. Can't be safe for the swap because the Venge is inside of it as well. Nisha on the run, and some of these heroes do not have buybacks. Oh, look at him. He's going to chase after. Scythe goes out, though. And Nisha will be able to keep his life intact. The rest of his team, not so lucky, though.
A botched initiation.
Yeah.
Might just cost Liquid their chance of coming back in this game, as LGD are probably going to just push the throne here. I mean, they have to know Liquid can't have too many buybacks here. Zai does not have his. Nikkei does have one, so they're going to be able to at least route a defense, but this is still Aegis on Shiro. You got the cheese out of NTS, but that's it. Global's coming back up in 19 seconds as well. Refreshers on cooldown, but LGD are going to force the Megas.
They're trying to hold on to Boxy's buyback. It may be too much for that.
I mean, who do you even want to go on here? NTS?
It looks like the call is to play for Megas. But they're not going to stop. Scythe immediately out onto the Mars, but Shiro, he kills the Venge. Now chasing after the Phoenix. Oh, the Phoenix that misbladed. He's dead. He does still have that buyback, though. Held on his. Swap back there onto the Mars. They're going to try and quickly kill him. They do have the bouncing magic missile that hits Shiro as well. Stalling him up. Now they can try and pursue.
They need more here. Absolutely need more. They just don't have the axe for the lockdown.
Nope, they don't. And Shiro knows it, too. Nothing to say. Wants to be able to kill that Timber Saw. Nisha gets off his BKB. The Supernova used to try and save him here, but the Supernova, the egg will pop. That's another dieback. Mickey comes into play. Needle gets bashed up. He can't win this man fight unless the Scythe comes out, unless the damage comes out. Okay, that's life number 1 on Shiro. Mickey hoping for more, but doesn't have the movement speed. They have to play for the kill on Shiro. Call goes out on his eye, immediately using the Manta as well, trying to get any damage he can. But now the Mars to the rescue. Arena locking in all 3 heroes. They go to work. Niche is going to be the first one down. Mickey can't get out, runs in the wall. Zai's the last man standing, the last man to die as Liquid will fall and PSG.LGD finally close out this game 1.
It was harder than it should have been, maybe, though. I mean, Liquid putting up a decent fight there, actually getting some momentum.